And we have more breaking news. Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs is accused of rape. A lawsuit by R&B singer Cassie claims that she was in a years-long relationship with Combs that also involved beatings. The singer claims Combs trapped her in a cycle of abuse, violence, and sex trafficking.
Welcome back to Bougie Bible Loves. Let's jump straight into this one. I'm sure everybody and their mothers have seen the headlines and heard about the Cassie and P. Diddy SA lawsuit. So I'm here to break it down for you. Cassie and Diddy originally met back in 2006 when she was just 19, and he was pushing 40. That August, Cassie released her self-titled album, Cassie, under Diddy's record label, Bad Boy Records. Diddy produced the album and featured on a remix of her hit song Me and You. The former couple weren't romantically linked until 2007. After Cassie became the face of Diddy's fashion label, Sean John. The pair did not confirm their relationship at the time. Diddy allegedly started dating Cassie after he separated from Kim Porter, with whom he had 4 children, his stepson Quincy, son Christian, and twin daughters Delilah and Jessie. Diddy also has a son, Justin, with his high school sweetheart, Misa Hilton Brim, and a daughter, Chance, with his ex, Sarah Chapman. Diddy welcomed his 7th child, Love Sean Combs, last year at the age of 53, with model Dana Tran. And he is currently dating young Miami from the City Girls. The former couple didn't confirm they were dating till 2012, when they made their first appearance as a couple at Kanye West's Paris Fashion Week show, and also made an appearance at Diddy's own Paris Fashion Week event together. Engagement rumors swirled in 2014 after Diddy posted a now-deleted photo of Cassie wearing a diamond ring on Instagram. He captioned the post, "Baby, do you like it? I just want to give you what you like." Just a year after the engagement rumors, the pair broke up briefly in December 2015. In 2022, model Gina Henry claimed that she was seeing Diddy around this time, while he was dating Cassie. Gina said, "I was young and naive, I didn't know better. It was enticing. It was very tempting. It was hard not to. I do feel bad though." In 2018, Diddy appeared on Power 105.1 FM's The Breakfast Club and said that he wanted to have children with Cassie. He said, "I love children. I'm trying to get 10. I could go to 8 without a problem. Whatever is supposed to happen in the future is going to happen, but that's something that I want. I would only have it with my girl, of course."
I don't want to promise on nothing I can't deliver. What I can deliver, I've broken this down. What I can deliver out of a pie is I could promise you that if I'm in a relationship with you, like 25% of your time, you're going to just like feel like, oh man, I hate being here. Oh man, I hate this guy. Oh man, he cheated on me. He lied on me. That's 25%. You know what I'm saying? But then there's 75% of I'm going to make you the happiest woman in the whole wide world. I'm going to be there to support your dreams. I'm going to be there to hold you, listen to you. I'm going to be there to be your best friend. And I promise you'll smile the most. You know who I am. This is what it is. 25%, 75%. Which deal would you choose?
Now, for most of you guys, don't try this at home.
Diddy and Cassie ended their relationship in 2018, but the news wasn't made public until October. A representative for Cassie told Love B. Scott they are indeed no longer together and haven't been for months. After Diddy and Cassie split up, Cassie began dating her personal trainer Alex Fine.
Cassie is the definition of don't let your boyfriend stop you from finding your husband. Cassie and Diddy dated on and off for about 10 years. In my opinion, they never really looked happy, and I always considered Cassie to be like a trophy type on his arm and not really somebody he valued. They also had their age difference stacked against them. They have about a 17-year age difference. I also feel like she was held back a lot with that relationship. I feel like her career could have been a lot bigger if she wasn't dating Diddy, which is ironic considering he is in the music business. But again, that goes back to my theory of being more of a trophy than somebody that he really valued. With Cassie being so young, there were a lot of things in her life she wanted that she was never going to get from Diddy. The 2 major things being marriage and kids. For one, Diddy has like 17 kids of his own, so it was really unlikely that he would want to have another child with her. Also, Diddy just doesn't seem like the marrying type because he was also with the late Kim Porter for a very long time and they never married either. So when they had their final breakup in 2018, she started dating Alex Fine shortly after. Ironically, Cassie and Alex met through Diddy. Alex was hired as a personal trainer for Cassie. They both stated how it was love at first sight for one another. But Diddy still had one last attempt of trying to get Cassie back as he posted this throwback picture of her on his Instagram. Then my girl Cassie responded by posting a picture of her kissing her new man. That's a hell of a way to say it's over for good. Cassie and Alex wasted zero time going to the altar as they got married in 2019. Did I mention that Cassie was also very pregnant? She went on to give birth to her daughter Frankie in December of 2019. Cassie and Alex are still very much in love and they actually just welcomed their second child this year. This honestly shows us that history means nothing. She was literally with somebody for 10 years and within 2 years she was much happier with somebody new. History keeps a lot of people in relationships that they should have left a long time ago. You never know what's waiting for you if you let that go.
Before we get into what Cassie's lawsuit says, I wanted to rewind. After Cassie's lawsuit came to light, a 2019 interview with Gina Henry surfaced, detailing alleged instances of physical abuse. In a conversation with the internet personality Tasha K., Diddy's ex-girlfriend accused him of DV.
Actually met him when he was with Cassie.
Yeah.
So could you explain to me how this came to be and what made you stay even though he was with Cassie? What was he telling you?
When I first met Puff, I did not find him I didn't like him like that.
Okay.
Eventually, he grew on me.
At first, I didn't like him at all. I didn't. I thought he was ick. I didn't like him because, Sean and I were very different that way. I was very, family oriented and kind of a, the married type. I was actually, when we first worked together in the video, I was married, even though I was going through problems. Nobody knew that, you know what I mean? And I wanted my family, and even though at that time it was not going well, you know what I mean? That was who I was. That's how I was raised.
And you knew about Cassie?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did Cassie know about you? Is the question.
She did. She knew about me 4 months into the relationship.
Okay. And how did you find out about that, Cassie knowing about you?
Because she reached out to me.
Oh, she did?
Mm-hmm.
What did she say?
Basically, she just said to just leave him alone.
Okay.
But she reached out to me a few times after that, and she was never nasty to me. She didn't call me names or nothing. She was always nice. I don't know if it was fake or not, but she was always nice.
Okay. What was your response?
She told me the last time I spoke to her, which was a couple years ago, she told me, she was she called me at 4 a.m. and was hey, I just had a dream and I just wanted to call you and tell you that I don't hate you. I don't have bad blood towards you or anything like that.
What if the reason Cassie wasn't mean to you is because she was going through the exact same thing?
I'm not sure what she knew about me, but I'm pretty sure she could feel me in a way. Cause she even was cause when she said, I don't have no hate towards you, I've been in your position. She said that to me. So, yeah.
Yeah, because I think the crossover was between her and
Kim.
Puffs. Yeah, Kim.
Had caught me texting another man. We was in Miami. It got really crazy that time. We was upstairs and he had we were in his closet and he pushed me and I fell to the ground and then he stood over me. So I was laying on my back and he stood over me and he started punching me like this. He avoided my face, but he started punching me on the side of my head and I was just covering my face. And then after he got done doing that, he stomped on my stomach really hard and I took the wind out of my breath. I couldn't breathe and he kept hitting me and I was pleading to him can you stop? I can't breathe. And he stopped for a little bit. He grabbed my hair from the back and was like punch in the back of my head. Because he was just avoiding my face when he was like hitting me.
Bringing us to the recent events of 2023. Cassandra Elizabeth Ventura versus Sean Diddy Combs. Cassie filed a 35-page lawsuit against Diddy on Thursday, the 16th of November, 2023, accusing him of a decade-long pattern of abuse that began when she was 19 years old. The singer, who was once signed to Diddy's label, Bad Boy Records, alleges ST, HT, SB, SA, and gender-motivated violence, among other causes of action. The filing claims his controlling behavior started when she met him in 2005. After she signed a deal with Diddy's record label the following year, he allegedly exerted complete control over her life, including her apartment, car, clothing, and even her medical records, to keep her under his thumb. According to the lawsuit, he went so far as targeting rapper Kid Cudi, who briefly dated Cassie in 2011 during a rough patch in Diddy and Cassie's relationship, she alleges. After years in silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story, and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships. With the expiration of New York's Adult Survivors Act fast approaching, it became clear that this was an opportunity to speak up about the trauma I have experienced and that I will be recovering from for the rest of my life, Cassie said in a statement. Through his representatives, Diddy denied the allegations against him. Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations, said the rapper's lawyer, Ben Braffman, in a statement. For the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Ms. Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million, under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Ms. Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday, Diddy's lawyer alleged. The lawsuit alleges several instances of abuse committed by Diddy, including rape, battery, and forced text acts with male text workers. In the filing, Cassie depicts the mogul, head of her former label and then romantic partner, as a textbook abuser, luring her into what she first perceived as a fatherly, protective relationship, only to find herself in an unequal and violent, textual relationship. Diddy successfully kept her under his thumb through his alleged intimidation tactics, which consisted of him dangling one of her friends over a 17th floor balcony and asking her to carry his bang bang in her purse. She never went to the police out of fear that it would merely give Mr. Combs another excuse to hurt her. Diddy denied the allegations.
What a beautiful dress.
Thank you so much.
I wanted to ask you, can't wait to see 3 a.m.
Yes.
The controversy.
Yeah.
How can we get a tape of this?
Oh, I'm going to send it to you. I will email it to you.
Email me the whole thing.
Yes,
I love
yes,
it. I love that you're constantly crushing the glass ceiling or crushing the black ceiling.
Yes.
You're one of the first. One of the first.
You know, I'm blessed to be in this industry.
And you're
I
blessed.
just try to blend it with my artistry.
Yeah, and you create that. I'm thrilled. I want to see that like tomorrow, 8 p.m. Send it to me at 3 a.m. in the morning, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Body language only. Gets mad that she shakes this man's hand. Reprimands her by touching her waist and grabbing it, making her lose balance. Forced smile by Cassie. He also puts his hand on the gentleman. Know your place. Casually looks at Cassie, but not really looking at her. He's speaking in code. She touches his arm and kind of tries to smooth him over. 2 years later, he's the one that approaches the man instead of Cassie. She's at the back, nervous, pretending for a smile. He makes it all about himself, as you know, Puff Daddy, narcissistic man. Steps back. He speaks to her to approach, but he walks away. That's not a normal interaction with anyone. You don't walk away and look at someone. There was no reason for him to go there. He was speaking to her as in to say, act normal. She didn't touch the man anymore. She's looking down. She's not really trying to look at men in the face. She's nervous about Diddy doing this. Diddy then finally makes it stand.
Once they started a romantic relationship, Diddy and his inner circle allegedly controlled every aspect of her life. The lawsuit claims those close to Diddy turned a blind eye to physical abuse. Beatings were witnessed by Diddy's staff and employees, the suit read, but no one dared to speak up against their boss. In one instance of abuse in 2009, he allegedly kicked her repeatedly in the face, making her bleed, and had his staff hide her in a hotel room. Every time she hid, Diddy's vast network of corporations and affiliated entities found her, and those who worked for Mr. Combs' companies implored her to return to him, the filing stated. Many went as far as to explicitly state that her failure to return to Mr. Combs would hinder her success in the entertainment industry.
Did you guys ever hear the story of Kim Porter's broken nose? Back in August of 2005, Diddy and Kim Porter were on vacation. And then there were reports that Kim had broken her nose. And the story that was put out there was that Kim accidentally hit her head against the table and broke her nose. In this resurfaced tweet from 2022, this person says they have done a good job of scrubbing the story of Diddy breaking Kim Porter's nose on that yacht and flying that plastic surgeon in. And in several forums, you find the same story. P. Diddy's girlfriend Kim Porter was left with a broken nose after the two argued on the rap star's yacht in St. Tropez. And Diddy flew in a plastic surgeon from Geneva after the accident, which took place in the early hours of the morning after a party. A friend tells Britain's The Sun newspaper by 2 a.m. they were arguing loudly. This went on for several hours, then at 7 a.m. there was screaming. This picture is from August of 2005 when they were on vacation. But it seems like there's more to this story. Back in the US, Shakir was confronted and the former Def Jam executive was physically attacked for his involvement with Porter. Shakir and Kim messed around, and when Diddy found out, Shakir got beat up at a party, and so did Kim while on vacation with Diddy. And a few years later, November 1st, 2008, Shakir was found dead in the bathroom of his home in Atlanta with a self-inflicted wound.
Cassie alleged Diddy forced her to take part in Freakoffs, or FOs, in which she had no choice but to plan and engage in text acts with male text workers while Diddy watched and filmed footage. The encounters continued for years in high-end hotels across the country and sometimes occurred as often as once a week, the lawsuit read. Cassie would delete videos shot on her phone to no avail. Cassie claims Diddy once sat beside her on a flight and forced her to watch footage she thought she had once deleted.
Cassie needs protection from Diddy. I'm going to say it again. Cassie needs protection from Diddy. I received this email from the New York Times, and it was just so egregious and out of pocket, I thought it was a motherfucking scam. I have read all 35 pages of Cassie's lawsuit, and she is alleging sex trafficking, that she was raped and abused during the decade that she was with this man. Baby, after reading this document, I wholeheartedly believe that the death of Kim Porter should be reinvestigated properly. So we all know that Cassie was very young when she met Diddy in 2005. She was only 19 years old. And she is alleging in this 35-page lawsuit that he subjected her to patterns of control and abuse. And it was a horrific cycle, y'all. So now this lawsuit was filed in the Federal District Court of Manhattan. And some of the things that Cassie is alleging is that she was raped by Diddy on multiple occasions. She was often punched, beat, kicked, stomped on, resulting in bruises, busted lips, black eyes, and bleeding.
Following an FO, in 2016, Diddy allegedly paid a hotel $50,000 to erase hallway surveillance footage of him while he was intoxicated, and started throwing glass vases at Cassie while she tried to escape after he gave her a black eye. She would take copious amounts of drugs to disassociate during these horrific encounters, including ecstasy, locaine, etamine, Mary Jane, and alcohol in excessive amounts. The excessive substance use led to addiction, Cassie said. The lawsuit suggested Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car in 2012 in retaliation for the rapper's brief relationship with Cassie. Diddy once said he would target Cudi. The suit says Cudi's car exploded in his driveway. In a statement through his spokesperson, Cudi confirmed Cassie's account. "This is all true," he told the New York Times.
They saying Diddy was out here getting people cars blown up. What? Ever since the Tupac situation came out and the dude tried hinting that Diddy got something to do with it, people been dropping the T on him, I guess. I guess people not scared no more to come out. His ex Cassie made a statement stating that Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car because Kid Cudi and her had something going on. Kid Cudi just came out and confirmed that this actually did happen. That after he was threatened by Diddy, his car got blew up. This all comes after Cassie files a $30 million lawsuit against Diddy, stating that their whole relationship was traumatic, where not only Diddy would like harm her, he will also hire men to come wrestle with her while he recorded a wrestling match. Basically insinuating that Diddy's allegations about having a lot of boy toys is actually true. And people weren't believing her too much because she started dropping all this tea about all these things that Diddy has done to other people and rappers. And they're confirming, yeah, that happened to them. Yeah, oh my God, this is about to be a documentary, boy.
Diddy forced his way into her home and raped her in 2018, according to the filing, while she repeatedly said a no and tried to push him away. Following the incident, Cassie left him for good. She ended her association with Bad Boy in 2019. On Friday, November 17, 2023. Less than 24 hours after, Miss Ventura filed her jaw-dropping lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs. He was ready to settle. The two parties did not disclose terms of the settlement. "We have decided to resolve this matter amicably," Diddy said in a statement on November 18th. "I wish Cassie and her family all the best." By reaching an agreement out of court, Diddy avoided new, likely damaging evidence being made available during the process of legal discovery. Diddy's lawyer Ben Brafman released a statement on November 20th. He said, "Just so we're clear, a decision to settle a lawsuit, especially in 2023, is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Mr. Combs' decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine his flat-out denial of the claims. He is happy they got to a mutual settlement and wishes Ms. Ventura the best."
50 Cent said on Power, whatever they say he did that shit, guilty as fuck. Cassie's lawsuit gave us grand opening, grand closing. I hope she got enough money for her kids, and her kids to be set. I had an opportunity to read the complaint. The things detailed there were atrocious. A lot of people are saying, oh, she shouldn't have taken the money. She should have gone to trial. I'm gonna tell you, that doesn't make any sense. In a civil case, right, the accountability is the money. Think about if a person gets shot by the police unjustly, they sue them civilly and they get a check. This ain't nothing new, but all of a sudden when it comes to a woman making a complaint against a man who has abused her, all of a sudden we get this like weird gender war. We're in these gender wars right now where it's don't believe the woman, take up for the man, a man that you have never cared for before. Y'all need to unpack that. People settle lawsuits for several reasons, and there are many reasons why Cassie might not have wanted to go to trial. I know a lot of people wanted to get the discovery and really see all the salacious details and have a long, traumatic, drawn-out trial, but a trial is just that, traumatic, especially for a victim of abuse having to get on the stand, testify, retell their story, and also subject themselves to being cross-examined by another attorney. That's a lot, and it's costly, and for that reason, a lot of times people will go ahead and take a settlement. Of course, on the flip side, for Diddy, of course, maybe he didn't want all the information to get out. Maybe he didn't want to go through the discovery process. He didn't want this to drag on. He didn't want to give people an opportunity to have a show. Many people settle for many different reasons, but it's not just because she wanted to take the money instead of giving Diddy any type of accountability. Again, like I said earlier in the video, the money in this particular case, in a civil case, is the accountability. Furthermore, we've also got to remember that the burden of proof in a civil case is different from the burden of proof in a criminal case, right? It's much lower. The burden of proof in a criminal case is beyond a reasonable doubt the highest burden in the law. What that means in a simple term is that a lot of times people would say it's easier to prove a civil case than a criminal case. I also want people to know that you don't have to have video evidence. You don't have to have all of this evidence in order to prove your case in a civil case or a criminal case. But here we're talking about a civil case, right? I don't know what the discovery might have been. I don't know what videos or recordings that the attorneys might have or might have not had, right? But I do know in this particular case that the words would have been enough. Cassie's word versus Diddy's word is enough to file your case and have a hearing and have a jury rule in favor of Cassie or in favor of Diddy, right? The evidence doesn't need to be voluminous, as a lot of people think in these cases. So that might be another reason that Diddy wanted to settle. He might have said, look, I think Cassie's believable. I think what she's saying, her claims are either true or a jury might believe them to be true. And for that reason, we want to go ahead and settle this case because who knows how much a jury would have awarded her had she won the case. If they went to trial and she won, the jury might have awarded her much higher than whatever he paid her, right? So he's probably thinking, I'm going to cut my losses. Cassie's probably thinking, I'm going to take this money so I don't have to go through this traumatic trial. I got my allegations out there, I got people to know and think twice about who Diddy is as a person, and I think this is a fair settlement. This is a long video, rambling on, all that to say this. I know some people are disappointed we're not going to have a Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard show on this one, but as from a legal perspective, it makes sense.
Thank you, loves, for watching till the end. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Bougie Bible. Please remember to leave a comment below. Your love and support means the world to me.